Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on the Ford Fiesta ST line 2017. Guys, if you've missed any of the videos on this, please do go back and watch them, where this car had serious front end impact and we had to remove the engine, put it on the jig frame machine and straighten out the chassis legs. Quite a lot of work to do on this one, but it is an unrecorded car, third party, so no claim was made, and it really is coming together very nicely. Chris replaced the whole suspension turret on this one, the outer flitch and some parts of the chassis legs inside there. We got a new door for it. I've actually got that inside, I'll show you in a sec. We've had the inside of it painted so that it can go back on the car. Today really I wanted to concentrate, it's going to be a bit of a bits of video. Chris is actually having a couple of days off doing some maintenance around the place, so I said I'm just going to crack on and get some of the little niggly jobs done. So you should enjoy this video. It's going to be loads of little different bits in it, but first off we're going to start and crack on and actually get these deployed airbags removed out of the car. I will just show you that door. So it was off of the white parts car, as you can see there. What I've done was stripped it all completely down, took it round the paint shop and had all of the inside of it done, just really in order to put that door back on before it goes to the round and has the paintwork done. So you can see the outside of it there is still white, but the inside of it's done. So once that's on the car, you know, with the inside of it, we can start building it up and put it back together. I managed to save both of those wing mirrors in the last video you would have seen. So we've got the wing mirrors to put back on it, and it's going to need quite a lot of paintwork all the way around it. So anyway, enough waffle, let's crack straight on and get as much of this done as we can. Quite easy that, guys, but I'm not gonna lie, I've done one or two of these before, but just getting all of the clocks, the radio, CD, sat nav, all that side of it out the way first, that is the hardest part of it, I suppose, pretty much. But there's really not that much to it. I'm not gonna lie and pretend that it's really easy job, because it's not. It's only because I've done it so many times, it kind of, you just get used to where everything goes. So just concentrate on one area. And a lot of people do say, how do you remember where all the bolts go? So everything on this driver's side here, everything I will keep on the driver's side, just back there behind the seat. Everything for the center console I will put in the center console, and everything for the left side, again, I'll put everything down the left side. It does save it getting mixed up, but like that bolt in particular in there with that big washer on it, they're all the same across the dashboard, like behind everything. So you've got two down here, you've got that one there, there was one that just come out of there, the same again to the other side, one in the bottom of the dash. You do, like after a while, you do realise where they all go, and you do remember anyway, but that still never stops me from putting them in the correct order so that they'll go back in the correct order. And it is all quite straightforward stuff. So once you've got that OBD and that socket out of the way, with the light switch, you just literally squeeze the little things together at the back and it pushes straight out the dashboard. So yeah, I'm going to continue on, concentrate and get this center console out and the heater controls, and there won't be a lot left holding it. They are quite a pain to get out with the airbag deployed, but we'll just crack on and continue on. So like I said guys, once you've done a few, you've done a few, but to anyone else that probably looks horrifying, all of those wires. But just to, you know, for peace of mind, take some pictures before you take it out. That does always help. I remember doing it when I first done a few. Always take some pictures, and that really does help out. Also, we're all prone to making a few mistakes sometimes, you know, stuff happens, but these cables are so tight for the air conditioning, and I'll just touch that one. You see I've snapped it off, so fortunately that little cable only does go to there. So I'm going to have to whip round Kent Autos in a minute. Let's pull that out so you can actually see it. I'm going to whip round Kent Autos and get a new one of these cables, because you can't just replace that little clip on the end and it will not clip. That's your actual control, you can see there, for where your air vent is actually going to go, so pointing at your feet, blowing out. I need to change that over. Why the dashboard's out of the car, it'll just make life easier. In fact, no, I can probably get to that actually, that will be quite easy. So let's start putting it back together, and then I'll whip off, get one of them, because I've got to go and get a curtain airbag, sorry, not a curtain, a knee airbag and a steering wheel airbag, because we have only got the dashboard here. So let's crack on and get that done. Quick trip down to Kent Autos guys, and we know they've got plenty of Fiestas here, but because that car has got a black dashboard, we got to look for a black knee airbag and obviously the seat airbag as well. So I'm just going to basically go through them all, see what I can find. It's probably going to be one out of one car, one out of another, so I'll crack on and have a look. I'm carried away down here guys, and I forgot to cut in this black Fiesta here. I've got the black knee airbag out of, and there's a white one here. I'm just removing the seat airbag out of it, so nearly there with it now. I'll get that out, and then we get back to the yard and we'll start the process of getting them fitted, I suppose. I'm not sure whether the curtain airbag is the same as the ST one. We're gonna have to double check that. We have got it obviously, but for now let's just concentrate on getting this one out. Bit of a very minor boo-boo there guys. So that dashboard we've had sat in the back of the parts car, and that is the original dash. And it wasn't until, I mean it really does show up on camera, but it wasn't until the sunlight just hit that. That is actually one of them greeny blue colour dashes, and it's just not going to work in this car. A lot of times you can get away with it because they put different colour dashes in various different colour cars, but it's got a black steering wheel. I've got the steering wheel airbag here, I've just been and got. Guys, you can see it's just miles away. It's just not going to look right, even though the ones with the green dash have a black airbag. It just, it's just not going to be right. I'm going to end up putting a black glove box on here, and it's just going to look odd and out of place. However, I've just quickly looked on eBay. I've got a black curtain airbag, mind you, so knee airbag. Saying that looks really blue on camera as well. Do you know what? That might have caught me out as well, guys, you know. That is, isn't it? That's that colour blue. I don't know. Regardless, I've just spoken to a company. They're down near Gatwick. He's actually got a black dashboard on eBay for 65 quid. I rang him up and said, can I come and get it? He said, oh, if you're coming to get it, you can have it for £40. Look how bad that looks now. So I'm actually going to fly down there in the morning. I got a bit disheartened there, so what I done was just moved on, and I put the seat back together. Seat we got back from Lee, you'd never tell, it's absolutely perfect. I've got a couple of little push clips to put in the back on these here, and then that's it. I can clip them up and that seat's completely done. So that job is going to be a write-off until the morning, but I have got a little bit of a plan, another job that we need to do on this car, and it can be done today. That's those wheels. That one, the axle's bent and that wheels took quite a clump. Eddie hooked us up. You can just see it over there, guys. we got a new alloy for it, but it's silver. So let's get these off and actually drop these off, take them over and get them done. It's another job then that's not going to hold us back. Just in time as well by the looks of it, guys. It's going to start raining. I'm going to say this now because I know somebody is going to say it in the comments. Leave the ST wheels on it. Guys, we're not leaving the ST wheels on this car. I want it to be on its original wheels. We want it to be original. Quite a lot of people mentioned the roof as well and said paint it black, it should be black, but it's actually not. The roof is supposed to be like that, as is the mirrors. So we're going for original completely. We're going to put it back to how it was. So these are ideal for now because we can still push it around. I'm going to run them wheels straight over to JW Smarts and try and get them back in this video so we can put them back on. And they should look lovely. Let's get over there and get it done. So guys, next morning I'll drop those wheels over to Smarts. Going to hopefully be picking them up this afternoon, but you will see from that little bit of time lapse I said I had to go to Gatwick this morning and pick up the correct dashboard, but I actually went to Essex first and purchased the bits for the van. I did say it'd be a bitzer, so that wheel arch, we've now got that. They've done me a large cut. And that up right there, that little piece, we're going to need for that. We got that as well. So, got everything for that van now, apart from the intercooler, I think. The dashboard I was going to buy was on eBay, £65. Looked just like that. And then I thought, you know what? Before I leave Essex, I'm going to double check. Guys, it had a start button on it. This car hasn't got one. It was the wrong dash. So I called into Gallardo Motors and got that one. He'd done it reasonably cheap. And it's out of the same sort of spec car. And as you can see, you can see how green that is compared to that there, that black one. So definitely the correct one for it. I'm going to crack on, get that fitted, get this car tidied out a little bit, and then hopefully we can go and get them wheels. But for now, I need to crack on and get that swapped out for the right one. Sometimes we'll do things a little bit different, at like how we take a dashboard out and replace it. And I put it in there and I was really struggling, and I thought, what's going on there? The heater pipes are always a little bit of a pain, and that's purely for these two here, for this one and for the one the other side. But the dashboard was so tight, and I thought, it still had that knee airbag on it, and I've never actually fitted one with that knee airbag on it before, so a little bit of messing around there to do. But eventually got there in the end. Just removed that one with just a trim clip remover because it only has 6 clips holding it in down the sides, and then obviously 2 10mm down the bottom. But that is the hardest part of it done. I'm just going to start the process now of building it all back up. So put the sat nav back in, the radio, the CD player, the heater controls, but I've still got to pop down and grab one of those. So we'll probably leave the heater controls till last because I can still get to that. But for the most part, I can start actually building all this back up now that that's in. And guys, what a difference that does make being the right colour. That was so far out, that other one. I've actually still got it out here. Look at it now, it's outside in the light of day. It looks black again, doesn't it? It's not until you actually like really get it in the light, you can see the colour of it. It does show up there actually quite good. But yeah, right one's in there now. Let's carry on. Don't worry about this bit of wiring, guys. This was attached to the second-hand dashboard that we just bought, as was like these little sensors. So I'm going to continue on. I've now completed the lion's share of it, guys. And what I didn't want to do was just keep time lapsing. You can't see a great deal. I've actually taken that curtain airbag out just to give it half a chance to get its shape back in the roof lining. Fortunately, it is a black one, so you would never notice, even if it has a slight crease in it. But a little damp cloth, they normally disappear. So glove box is all back in. I've put the nuts and bolts in there for various other bits in the cups. Heater controls have got to go back in. I also whipped out that window motor and just done that window up, keep the weather out of it. Radio's back in, sat nav's back in, all the clocks, steering wheel airbag, knee airbag, and I did give it a little run around in here with a vacuum just to clean it out. We've got that other seat to go back in, but I've actually held off on that for a minute, and I've held off with the centre console. And as you can see, I've just removed the module. What have I done with it? Here it is. So the young lad over at Sheppey Salvage can actually reset these. He did say, I've just rung him up, he can't do it until later. So I'm actually going to drop that off, and then we're going to call by and see if our wheels are ready to collect. And I'll grab one of them so that I can finish building that up there. But it was a bit of a nightmare with the air ducts, like I said, as usual. Apart from that, it all went in well, and what a difference that makes. Now it's black door panels, black A-pillar covers. It all matches, doesn't it, guys? So anyway, let's whip over and drop this off. So I dropped off that module, guys, and they said about another hour for the wheels. So I popped down to Kent Autos, and as you can see, I've got that new green cable on there, all fitted. Everything's all back to normal, and I've bolted that in. There's the old one there. You can see it just breaks them ends off, and they're a nightmare. You can't just change the end of it. So I did move on and actually took out that passenger airbag, and that was a nightmare. You can actually see there's the new one out the parts car, there's the old one, and you can see the actual shape of it where it's gone off. It's actually bent the framework, so that was a real nightmare to get out. But we've got the new one there, so let's get that put in. It does all just clip into place. It's got these clips, and you have to pinch at the bottom, pinch at the top. So they're all on there, and it's ready to go. So let's get that back in. Sorry if there's a little bit of wind noise, guys. A little bit of waiting around for the module, but that's now done. So that can go back in, we can finish off the car. And I picked up all 4 wheels, and they look like brand new again. They noticed that obviously we had a tyre missing, and one of them had a big chunk out of it. So I just popped to A2 as well, and had 2 brand new run-of-the-mill mid-range tyres put on it. I didn't go mega expensive on these. It is only a little 1 litre Fiesta, but yeah, not too nice new tyres. Shame those ones are odd, because it was actually one that had that tread pattern that was destroyed. But both of those tyres are like new, and I really don't want to end up putting 2 new tyres on just for them. It's more expense. So we'll get these back on shortly, but for now, let's actually get that interior finished on that car. Guys, how nice is that? That is that is the hardest part of this car is done. The frame repair and the dashboard and airbag. That curtain airbag was a nightmare to get in there. Them clips, quite hard to push them in. I won't say it was a nightmare, but it was quite hard to push in. And then of course, passenger seat, that's all bolted in now. A couple of little tiny little bits to do, but I'll just see. I'll put them finishing caps on the end there, put those under trays in there, lower trays there in, and yeah, really happy with it, how it come out. And like I say, the accident damage and the airbag kits, they're always the hardest bit to do, and hasn't that made such a difference putting the correct colour dashboard in it? I actually, looking at that glove box, it looks slightly grey, but I've just looked on the other one and it was exactly the same. That glove box is out of that other dash, and then the back part of this dashboard here, that's just like a really dark grey colour. So overall, really nice. I would have loved to have put the door panels back together, but of course this door's being replaced, and the other door, the other side, it's going to need some paint. Anyway, I've got the ratchet there. Let's get it jacked up and get its original wheels put back on it. I think it's going to look lovely. I'm not going to go out there in the wind, guys, because it is quite windy today, but look how different that looks. It looks so much better. But one thing I did just notice, them wheels are 17 inch, and so was the ST wheels. And the ST wheels have actually, there's two good Avon tyres. So I'm going to flip them over and put them on the back. But all coming together now. In the next one, I suppose we better start the old bodywork. And we haven't got a torque multiplier for that little 1 litre engine, so I'm actually going to chuck it in the back of the van and find someone local that does specialise in them and get them to swap that end casing over for us. It's best to be safe than sorry. It is torque multiplier, the special tool, and 600 newton meters of torque, and it's just literally there's no Woodruff key in the cam. It is just held on there purely with that tension. So I'll get that done and we'll have a start on the bodywork. So guys, hopefully that sun's not beaming through there. I would have loved to have actually got it in on the ramp before I put those wheels on, get it up in the air and actually swap the back axle over. We got the axle sitting there, but as you can see, you would have watched this previously, we've got the Audi A1. Let me just move actually, because it is quite bright, that sun. We've got the Audi A1 there on the jig. So once we give that a pull and done a few bits to that, we can get that in, get the engine put in it, get the axle put on it, etc, etc. Hopefully this video was all right, guys. I'm sure you're going to let me know in the comment section down below. I did change a few bits, and that's pop here and that's pop there, and it's actually, I've done it over a couple of days, and it just shows you things don't just flow like you want them to all the time. It really doesn't. Like that airbag module, I was like, I need it back ASAP, and it's took all day to get it done. But you can't pressure people. They're in the same boat as us. They're trying to get things done as well. So that is going to be the end of the little video on the 2017 Ford Fiesta. If you did enjoy it, as usual, please do hit that thumbs up. Don't forget, guys, quite a lot of you not subscribed. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you get notified as soon as we let another video go. For those of you that do want to know when we let the videos go, it's 5 PM every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And throughout the summer and holiday periods, we try and put the odd one out on a Sunday as well. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram for the little sneak peeks at Salvage Rebuilds. And please always include your telephone number when messaging me on Instagram. Like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you all very, very soon in the next one.